Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today on my live stream. This is a painting demo for the Blue Ridge Mountains, and I got this image from a photo that one of my friends posted on Facebook, and she said I could use it. But anyway, here is the completed photograph or painting, and I'm using a 5x7 today for the demo. I want to show you and bring your attention to kind of how we're going to set this up today. So think of this canvas as uh, divided in the middle. Okay, so our very first layer will start at the top with our very lightest blue color. And speaking of colors, I already have my paint colors on my palette. I have True Blue, Hauser Dark Green, White, Cadmium Yellow, and Black. And if you didn't get that, it's in the description of the video, so you'll be able to see that, along with the brushes that I'm using. But anyway, back to this. So we're going to think of it as divided in half. We'll put our very lightest blue at the top and look at the different layers of mountains. We've got a little darker blue mountain range here, another darker than the one before it, another one darker than the one before that, and then finally our evergreen trees. So I hope you enjoy this video and or this live, and if you're coming in the replay, welcome to the replay of the live. And my sister Gretchen is here. She is my tech person. Say hi, Gretch.
Hi, Gretch.
And so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to mix my very lightest blue color first. And I'm using, I think it's a 1/2 inch flat brush. It might be a 3/4 inch, but it's small because I'm using a small 5x7. So I got it wet. I dabbed it off on my towel because I don't want it dripping wet. And I'm just going to mix some very light blue. As a matter of fact, I'm using mostly white on my brush and going to grab just a tiny bit of blue and go ahead and mix on my plate. And if you are here with us in the live, I hope you go ahead and leave us in the chat, go to the live chat and tell us who you are and where you're painting from.
Yes, and
Who do we have?
when I find the chat screen, I will be happy to respond.
See.
I
I
have
have
3 viewers on.
Unicorn. She's mixing up her green right now. Do you see anything yet, Gretch?
No.
Okay. Why don't you turn around my iPad and then you can keep an eye on the chats. Okay, so I have a very, very light blue. So hopefully when you're ready to go, you can get started. So I'm just going to start at the very top, and I'm going to come down with my very lightest blue, and I hope you can see that okay, because it's very pale blue. And I'm going to bring this color all the way down to the halfway, about halfway, okay? So grab your lightest blue color. I've got to mix a little more. Want it to be very, very light because this is our sky. This is the, oh, I got some dark in there. See how that happens? Just when you think you have your color right. But this is just very quickly running your brush in a horizontal way across the canvas. Right? Okay, anybody else join us yet, Gretchen?
It looks like we have 4
Oh,
viewers
good,
right now.
good. And some people might just be joining in just to hang out with us, and that's good too. Because if you do want to paint this, but you don't have all of your supplies right now ready, just, watch the replay. I'm not sure exactly how soon the replay will be ready, but sometimes it takes about 24 hours before it all finishes processing. Okay, so back to this. I've come down about halfway with this light blue sky color. Now what this is going to do is it's going to give us that misty color between each mountain range. See how there's a light blue mist coming out from below those mountain ranges. So that's what we want to capture. And this photograph was a photo from the Blue Ridge Mountains of West Virginia. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down about an inch for my first mountain range. Okay, maybe not quite an inch. And it's going to be a little darker than our sky. So I did not clean out my brush. I'm just going to get a little bit
Sally,
of blue. Yes.
Check your phone. It looks black.
Oh no. Okay, hold on everybody. I don't know what's happening. Something weird's happening.
Uh-huh.
Are we back?
You're back. Just set it in place. Sorry about that, everybody.
Thank you for watching. See, this is why I have Gretchen. Because otherwise I'd have just kept painting. All right, how are we there? Good?
Yeah, I'll get it straightened up for everybody.
All right. So I'm just putting a little tiny bit of blue into that first mixture, and I have it right on top of what I mix so I can see how dark I am. And just with the top edge,
Okay, are we back? Can you hear us
okay,
now?
let us know if you are here, if you can hear.
B Unicorn is
Yeah.
helping us out here.
Okay,
Now,
good.
wait, hold on.
Okay.
She's painting too, so I'm
Yes.
sure she's
Yes.
mixing or
All right.
back. Okay, great.
Okay. Are we
And
good?
I want to let everybody know we don't just show up this morning. We actually had a practice session earlier
Oh my
this week,
gosh.
and we had everything set up just perfectly.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
We even had a different camera that we were using, and it was really good last time. So anyway, and then this morning when we hooked everything up, things weren't working. And as you can see, we're still having difficulties.
That's right.
But you know what? I'm an amateur. So
Here we go.
that's what happens. All right. So there's my first Blue Ridge Mountain Range. Hi,
Come and pick me up later.
all right, now I'm gonna do my next one. This layer's got to be a little darker than the last one. So I'm just adding more blue to that mixture. I don't want it to be too dark, but I do need another, excuse me. When it gets closer to us, the mountain ranges are darker. So that's what we're doing here. Okay, so now I'm just gonna come down and start my next mountain range and see how that's a little darker than the first mountain range. Play around with, oh boy, I just grabbed a lot of blue that time. Play around with your lumps and bumps for the top of that mountain range.
So as you paint, Sal,
Yes.
have you ever been to the what inspired this painting? You know, I know we live in Appalachia, but
Well, you know, I love the mountains. I've always loved the mountain. Well, actually, I take that back. When I was a kid, I hated the mountains. I would scream and cry. But anyway, I love the mountains. I love the beauty of the mountains. And we travel south all the time to go to Florida or just go to the beach. And the mountains of West Virginia, that's like my favorite part of the trip. Also, the mountains on set, and I'm talking about Route 77. When you get into Virginia, the Blue Ridge really kind of flatten out more, like this picture or like this painting. So, okay, so I've got my next mountain range in there. I'm going to come down here and just put a little more of, a little more. I'm going to wipe off my brush because I want a little more of the lighter color in here for that mist. So I'm just going back in with some of that lighter color to push down across there. All right. So
You really do want to see at this point, well, okay, you just smudged. So at right before you did that last stroke, you really did see three different definitions of your colors, you
good.
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got the top, which is the sky. This next layer is the farthest in the distance mountain range. And now I have another mountain range in front of that. Okay. So now the next mountain range that I'm going to do is way darker. It's not the darkest, but the way I'm going to make that is I'm going to grab some of this Hauser dark green. Okay. I did not clean my brush. Getting some Hauser dark green. And I'm just going to use what was already in my brush. And I'm going to grab a little more of that blue. Can you see this? I hope you can see that.
I'm going to make this bigger.
A little more blue. Okay, because this is still in the distance, but it's coming closer. And so we do want that bluish green kind of hue. Okay. All right. So now this one is about here. And this one, we can give it a little more, you know, a little more defining, a little more, and we do want those edges, that top edge to come through. So when you're painting this, you're going to want to grab more and more of that paint to make sure that you've got enough that you can make a definition. All right, so I'm getting, there we go, that's a little better. Okay.
Do you usually listen to music while you paint, or do you just sing like that to yourself?
Oh, I sing. I'm sorry.
Talk
Yes,
to yourself.
I do. Usually it's just singing. Now, sometimes I will have something on YouTube, especially if I am trying to learn a new technique, you know, how to paint clouds, or which, you know, I don't really watch those anymore, but you know, when I first started out as a true beginner, I would use YouTube. I would go and watch different artists and how they would, you know, attack painting the different types of things. And so that's a good way to learn. And that's one reason why I do these videos. So, all right. So there's my, and I think I'm going to add a little more blue to that.
So before you go another one, let's let Unicorn catch up a little bit. She's working on her mist a little bit.
Okay.
So when did you pick up this hobby? I can't even remember when you first started painting. Has it been a couple of years?
Yeah, I was 62 and I'm 65 now.
Wow.
So
That's been a good 3 or 4 years. So.
yeah, yeah. And I started by going to a paint party. I always wanted to go to a paint party.
Yeah.
I always thought that would be fun. And anytime they had anything here, you know, I would contact either you and Jenny and say, hey, you want to go do this paint party? Well, Jenny always said no. I'm sure you were busy working or whatever. And come to find out, the only reason why Jenny always told me no is because she just didn't like the painting they were going to do. I just thought she wasn't interested in ever going.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, we always go to Florida in the winter, and so that year it must have been 2020. I was 62, so it was 2023. Like in February or March, there was a paint class at where we stay. And so I drug one of my friends and we went to that paint class, and it was very methodical and very worried. And, you know, because I never painted, never thought I could paint.
Yeah.
And so my first one wasn't all that great. I really had no idea what I was doing. And then I went to another one, and I went to another one. By the third one, and this was in a span of like 2 months. By the third one, I felt like I was anticipating the next step, or I was
Yeah.
doing my own thing, and I was creating my own highlights and things. And I thought, I love this. I think I can do this.
Yeah.
And so I went back to the camper and I told Gary, when we get home, I am buying paint, I'm buying canvases, and I'm going to start painting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened. So my very first original painting was in May of 2023.
Okay.
And maybe I can show that on here. But anyway,
You know how we were
that's when I
given
started.
Unicorn a time, and she said, all that, and I painted right over my mist.
All right. Well, you know what?
Continue.
Yes, I'm going to continue. Unicorn, you can go in and add more mists later after
Yeah,
you're done.
okay.
Okay. So this is my my closest mountain range, but it is not in view. Our next, and this whole area down here is going to be filled with evergreen trees. So that's our next step. So I'm going to just wipe off this paintbrush. I'm still using the same like 1/2 inch paintbrush. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a base layer. It's not going to be any details at all. I'm just going to do a base layer of some green. And that way I don't have to worry about, oh, did I cover my canvas? Okay. So we're just I'm going to get my paintbrush wet. I don't want it wet. I want it damp. And I'm just going to go straight into my Hauser dark green. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of white. So I've got Hauser dark green. I've got a little tiny bit of white up there in the corner. And this is just, like I said, I just want to put a layer down. I got more white. I did not add any more green. So I don't want this to be quite dark, a dark green. This is just Hauser dark green with some white in it. And I'm just doing nice horizontal strokes. Nothing detailed about this yet. Okay. And if you are painting along with me, just make it nice and loose. Don't worry about it. The wonderful thing about acrylic paints is that they do dry very quickly. And so if your painting does not measure up to how you think it should look, and that happens a lot with everyone, you can go back and just fix it. You just go back and you paint over that section and fix it. And I'll be glad to help if anybody is experiencing that, or if you experience that while you're doing a paint along later with the replay. If you have a question, please leave me a comment. I'll be glad to answer any questions. Okay. All right. Gretchen, how's it going back there?
Oh, it's going fine.
All right.
You appear to still be on camera, so
Okay.
that's half the battle right there.
Yay. And maybe they can hear me still.
I believe so.
Okay.
The little green line is going up and down.
Well, that's a good thing. All
That's
right.
the technical.
Yes.
assessment.
Yes. So I'm just coming in here with just different mixes of the Hauser dark green and the white. So, okay. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit, hopefully to catch people up a little bit. So let me just kind of go like that. I'm going to fan it.
So you mentioned that you, walked into the camper and proclaimed to
Yes,
Gary
it
about
was a proclamation.
how you're going to go ahead. This is what you are going to do.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
So what I immediately thought of was Gary's mind spinning and saying, "What about all the paper crafting stuff
Oh, well,
you just finished buying?" Yeah. So
Yeah. So see, I used to make homemade cards, which I thought was the love of my life. Loved doing it, did it for many years. And you'll see that I have many tutorials on my channel on card making. So if you want to, you can go back and look at those. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this painting just came out of nowhere. And so that's why when I approached Gary, I didn't, I mean, it was just a proclamation. It was just, I'm doing it.
hear ye, hear ye.
Don't want to hear anything about it.
No.
And I may have included that. I don't want to hear anything about that. I could have very well said that. Yeah. All right. So hopefully we are ready to start our little trees. Now, I have two different brushes, okay? I've got a tiny, this is maybe a 1/4-inch flat brush. I don't know if you can see that. And a same size 1/4-inch Filbert
Pull them
brush.
down just a little
Okay.
bit. There you go.
So the flat brush, you can tell flat brushes, they're flat across the top. They also have, they're like pinched flat here. A Filbert brush is oval shaped across the top, and it's also pinched flat. Okay, so these are both really good tools to make trees with. And really it comes down to your preference, okay? So I'm going to use both just to show you different examples of how to make the trees. Okay, so I'll start with this flat brush. And I'm going to just come back to this original painting that I did. And you can see that it's very dark, okay? That's because the light is coming from this direction, from behind, okay? And so the light is really shining on the side of the tree that you cannot see. And that means the shadow is what we see mostly of. But what I'm going to start, oh, yes.
Unicorn wants to know, do we rinse our other brush?
Good question. I did. I just cleaned my brush, the other brush. What I do is I wipe it first on my towel or on my paper towel. I'm using just an old bath towel now. But I wipe off the paint as much as I can, and then I dunk it in my water and just kind of play around with it for a while. But the actual cleanup of the brush will happen later. But at least I've got it cleaned out for the most part, and I kind of leave it still pretty damp when I set it down. Okay, so there's plenty of water left in it, and I don't want that paint to dry in there. So yeah, but I am switching to my smaller flat brush now. Okay, and I'm going to go into my Hauser dark green, but first I'm going to grab some white. So I'm going to take a little bit of white on this brush. Okay, I'm going to come just somewhere on my palette and grab some of that Hauser dark green, just kind of mix it up with some white. That is a very light color.
Just over in front of the camera a little bit more.
This way?
Yep.
Okay. Little more green. I don't want it to be so light. Okay. So mixing it up, and I know a lot of people are just, they don't like watching the mix, but the reason why I'm doing this is because I do have some people painting with me, and if you're going to watch the replay, you might want to just kind of compare and see how your mix is with my mix, okay? So this is just a light green, Hauser dark green, and some white, okay? It's almost going to blend right in with what I have, so we want to be, and I'm using my brush in a vertical manner, so the bristles of the brush are vertical, okay? And I'm just going to start kind of dabbing. This is my far distant tree line, and I don't have near enough green in there. So I'm just kind of dabbing horizontally. This is still not a lot of detail. I think you can kind of see some of it appearing. And this is just dab, dab, dab. So I'm going to just continue dabbing. I'm keeping my paintbrush in a vertical motion and just kind of dabbing up and down. I don't want the tree line to look the exact same. Okay, so here we go. Dab, dab, dab. I hope that you are having fun. Any other chat?
Not yet,
Anybody
not
else chatting with us? All right. And I just went into my Hauser dark green, added it to that lighter mixture, and just putting, these are just in the very distant. Okay, my farthest away tree line. So I want it to look not detailed, but still kind of, up and down and varying the height of these and the distance. Okay. So Gretchen, you have joined me in painting before.
Yes.
What are your experiences with painting? Not necessarily me as the teacher, but tell me your experience.
Well, what do I want to say? I really always enjoyed painting, like when I was in high school in art class. And I always felt like I did a pretty good job. We did a lot of like recreating a specific painting. So, looking at something and then painting what I saw, that sort of thing. We also did like a tracing, like a glass tracing, where you used, I don't think it was a paintbrush, now come to think of it. I think it was more like a calligraphy pen.
Oh yeah.
That sort of a device.
Who was your teacher? Was it Mr. Dillon?
It was Mr. Dillon.
Oh my gosh.
We did so many cool things.
Well, most of us girls took art because of Mr. Dillon.
He was great.
Yeah, and he was really handsome.
He was handsome, yes. So
I'm sure none of you can relate to it.
It was really good. And then I don't think I ever tried again until your paint parties. And I'm a very methodical, procedural type person. And so it's really hard for me to let go and do what you're doing with the dabbing and not caring much about being exact.
The details.
The details. When I think one paint party you used Q-tips.
Yes.
To do the dabbing, and that just about killed me.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah. So
see how we're all different.
Yeah. But it is this style of painting is my favorite to look at for sure. And I just need more practice of letting go, letting it be.
Let it go.
Yes.
Let it go. Sorry about that, everybody.
It'll happen.
It just happens. Okay, this is dark. This is Hauser dark green. Same brush. I am just going straight into the Hauser dark green now, and I'm still using the same dabbing method. Now, as you can tell, these are not formed. They are just the appearance of trees.
Unicorn says that she feels like painting is one of her weakest crafts, right up there with jewelry.
Well, you know what? Sometimes she does take after me, but other times she really doesn't. She's the best artist. Okay, so now a more detailed tree with this brush, okay? So I'm gonna grab just the Hauser dark green, okay? And I'm gonna create maybe a large tree right here in the middle. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of give myself my basic length of what I want my tree to look like, okay? So same vertical, but just kind of giving myself, I don't know, the trunk area. Okay. So now I need to change the color up a little bit because we need to be able to see it. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of cadmium yellow right now. I've got some cadmium yellow, and I'm going to come over here and just kind of mix it in to this green mixture that I made, just to give it a different color, a different tone. And the same brush now I'm going to change up the direction of my bristles, okay? So, you know, most of these trees we know are kind of pointed around the top. And I know it's really, really hard to see anything probably coming through, but I'm just changing the direction. I'm going to grab a little more Hauser dark green so you can see. So changing the direction, and I'm fanning out. See how that's kind of making it look more like an evergreen tree now.
Can you slow down your dabbing a second and kind of show them how you're swiveling that paintbrush back and forth?
Okay, let me add a little black to this.
You're going to do one on the left and then swivel, and so there's that one
slow
way.
motion.
Yeah.
And then bringing it across. So dabbing, changing the shape, and coming across. And like I said, it's not, the tree's not going to be very light in front and center of the tree. The highlights are going to be more across the top and the sides. And what I did was I just grabbed a little more of the cadmium yellow there and just kind of playing around. And I want this all the way down to the bottom of the canvas. Okay, so these trees are right up front. We will be able to further define the colors of the trees once they have a chance to dry. Because as you add color when the paint is still wet, it just kind of all blends in together. I think you've probably noticed that. Okay, so I'm just, okay. All right, I'm going to switch, hopefully, and I'm going to do basically the same thing and use this Filbert brush. Now the Filbert brush gives a little more droopy effect with the limbs. So I'm getting my little Filbert. It's the one that has the oval shape across the top. I'm going to, again, kind of make my little tree trunk, my vertical, and I'm just using Hauser dark green. And I'll put this tree right here. This is my Filbert brush. Just, yes.
So basically you're just always starting with the darker color when you're doing these trees in the front.
This is just the, well, as this dries, we'll be able to add different colors to it, and it will show through better against the background. So right now, just pure Hauser dark green. Okay.
Unicorn says, due to a series of unforeseen painting related events, my painting has veered off track.
Okay.
I'm going to send us some pics in Messenger.
Okay. So now with this one, I'm going to bring this up a little higher so that you can see what this is doing. See how when I dab this one, they're shaped like the shape of this, okay? So this tree, I'm turning it a little bit. So these boughs are all kind of aiming downward naturally just because of the shape of the brush, okay? And I like using the Filbert.
That looks pretty.
Yeah, I really like using the Filbert for these kind of trees. I like the Filbert anyway for other reasons, but so this is all just pure Hauser dark green. And I'm just keeping, I'll try to do a slow motion again, keeping my Filbert basically horizontal, but moving it slightly. Okay.
If you're on viewing right now, we've got about 6 people, looks like, viewing at one time here.
Okay.
Go ahead and make sure you like the video and
Yes.
subscribe to the channel at the same time. That
Thank
will
you.
really
It
help us
helps.
up in the algorithm
It
world.
does. It does. And if I, once I can get enough subscribers too, then I may be monetized on YouTube. And it
Imagine.
doesn't cost you anything.
Mhm.
So the more subscribers that you get, the more people that watch or keep the video running. A lot of times I'll just keep a video running in the background while I'm working because I know that it helps out the artist or whoever it is that I'm watching. I know that that helps them with their algorithm and everything. So that's just something you can do. So that was pure Hauser dark green. Okay, nothing else.
Wow,
I didn't
that's
add
good.
any other colors to it. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna stick with my Filbert brush and I'm gonna add some more trees. So let's get going.
Speaking of Filbert, is Hilbert still in the room with
Filbert
us?
is, and he's sleeping right down there.
my
Too bad we
goodness.
don't have another
Another
camera.
camera.
So I'm gonna put another one about right here.
Unicorn says her homemade Hauser green wasn't mixed enough, so she has yellow showing up in it.
And that's okay. Because every painting's going to be different, of course. And you are going to, and you'll see as I get these down here, you'll see that I'm going to be adding more yellows to my mix. I'm going to be putting I'm going to darken it with black for my front shadows. Okay. So don't worry so much about that. And I mean, as I paint, I'm changing my mixtures a lot just as I paint anyway, because it's just what we do, it's just the nature of painting. I know that Unicorn is she is big on textile art. She does a lot of crocheting. She sews, she does quilts, she creates all kinds of real wonderful things. Let's see, where's my little, I gotta show you this. Look at this wonderful little octopus she made for
Put
me.
him down. No one can see him
Oh, he
up there.
can't. Can you see him?
Yeah.
Isn't he adorable? He sits here and watches me paint all the time.
A Hilbert cam would be great. You're right, Unicorn.
I know. We need a Hilbert cam. What would be really cool is one that is on his head so we can see his view.
Put a little Go camera on his head. Yeah.
So Hilbert is my old senior dog. He's 15 years old. He is a mix of Dachshund and Rat Terrier. And he is having the best life that he can right now as a senior doggy. Okay, I'm just going to go in here. I don't want any gaps, so I'm just going to throw in another one in here. And again, you cannot see a lot of the definition right now. Gretchen, this part would really bother you,
It
I'm
would,
sure,
yeah.
as you're painting. But we don't want to have any gaps in this forest. We want everything to be covered. And just adding a little light to that so you can see that I do have another tree here. Just kind of putting a little light there. That's what the lighter colors are for, to help, break up the trees, put one farther closer to us than the other one. So I'm just adding a little bit of that yellower green here, just on the edges here to show that it's kind of in the front. All these gaps that you see, that'll all be covered up with some black. So how's our time?
We are at 10:40.
Okay.
Unicorn says, are you still just using straight house?
Hauser green.
Hauser.
When I came in here, Unicorn, after I put the straight Hauser dark green, so that you could see and Gretchen could see, and anybody in the watching out there in La La Land. I did add a little bit of my lighter green that I had mixed with some yellow, and just so that you could see, and I don't know if you can see it very well. I wanted you to be able to see that when we add those lighter colors, we're going to be able to define the trees that are closer to us, okay, or the ones that are sticking out in the front. Okay, so I'm going to put another one. This is still my Filbert brush. Okay, so I'm adding another one over here on the side.
Yes, Unicorn. She's agreeing with me. I'm with Gretchen. Trusting the process is hard. That's what gets me on these paint-alongs too.
It is.
Yeah, when she puts her Hauser green up into that blue mountain the first time, I'm like, oh, that can't possibly be the start of a tree.
She wasn't ready. So here I added a little bit of that lighter color right here. I'm going to
move it over so they can see it.
Grab a little more of that yellow. Okay, I did not clean my Filbert brush. And over here, look how this defines the boughs on this tree. So it makes it stand out. And now we can see that this tree is in front of the tree behind it. Okay. Anyway, I got to fill in over here. So I'm going to keep rolling. I'm not cleaning my brush. Going to go straight into the Hauser dark green and make some more trees. Okay. Now, I know that this next thing doesn't have anything to do with my Paint with Joy, except that I am involved with my two sisters. I have three sisters. But so Gretchen and I, along with our sister Jenny or Jennifer, have started another YouTube channel, and it all came about because Jenny, she saw my live, I think, and she had always probably been thinking, wouldn't it be fun to have a YouTube, do a YouTube live of all of us just getting together and doing our craft. Sally can paint and Jenny can quilt, and Gretchen can do whatever Gretchen wants to do. And so Gretchen and I had just finished my first live when she mentioned that. So we were like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we think
we can do it now. We know what we're doing. We know exactly what we're doing. Not. But we were all gung-ho about it, and I think we took her off by surprise.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we have a sisters channel. It's called Sisters Gotta Make. And Gretchen, what do you think about Sisters Gotta Make?
It's challenging. You're really bossy. And
well, I am the oldest, and I am the boss of them.
You are not the boss of
I
them.
am the boss of them.
But I still work full-time outside the home, and I just recently got on summer break because I'm a teacher. Woo-hoo! And I've been working on my sewing room slowly as I could, because I really want to focus on just quilting, and then I need a little area for my computer work, my teacher work. And so I've been pitching things, trying to organize. You actually gave me a couple of cabinets, and so I haven't gone as fast as
As
wanted
I
to,
want her to
as
go.
you want me to go. So I haven't, even though I wanted to be as soon as break started productive. I wanted to start immediately. I'm just not there yet. And so now you're being all bossy. What are you going to do on the next slide? What are you going to do? And I'm like, I got nothing. I got nothing going on. I don't know what I'm doing.
I can't believe I would be bossy. I
It's
can't believe I
terrible.
would be bossy.
It's terrible.
I
Jenny
seem
chimed
to.
in. Shandy chimed in. You're not the boss of me.
Oh, I am.
Uh-huh.
I am.
Yeah.
But I seem to remember that you're the one that said, "What's our theme gonna be?"
Well, I didn't understand.
Ah.
You were mentioning something, and I thought, why would she bring that? So I was trying to think of the why, and then you suggested something of Jenny. I didn't put it together that
It
you were
was
going
from-
for something. So I thought maybe it would help
Oh.
me decide what to do.
Understand.
But then when you said what you were thinking, it didn't help me at all
Oh, well.
because I didn't have a part in that. So I still got nothing.
You had a part. You had all kinds of things to say in our Michael's video.
I know.
All right, so I'm just touching up these trees. I have not added the black shadowing yet. So I'm just going back over with some of that dark. How's our dark green? How's our time?
Our time is 10:46.
All right, we're going to finish this up then. And I'm going to start adding some of those highlights, those edge highlights it's coming from the light from behind. Okay, let's just imagine our sun is back here somewhere, back behind my canvas, and it's coming this way. So the edges of our trees.
It's in your eyes.
Yes, it's blinding. So the edge of our trees are what needs highlight. Okay, so I do have this lighter color here.
Further into the
Sorry,
camera.
I'm going to grab some of that cadmium yellow. And you can use any, you don't have to use cadmium yellow, a lemon yellow, or just a primary yellow would work. And just to lighten it up a bit. Okay. And I don't want a ton of paint on my paintbrush now, so I'm kind of squishing it out. Squishing it out. Sorry, there I go again. Squish it out a little bit. And just where do I want this? So I'm just going to come over here and just kind of dab on the ends here, just over on the right sides and the left sides. Still just using that dabbing motion with my brush. A little bit here at the top. I'll put this tree. Oh, yes.
Unicorn says, highlights. Finally, surely this will fix all of my problems.
It will. Yes, it will. So with this highlight, I decided I'm bringing this tree to the front. This one right here. It's coming to the front. It's in front of this one, and it's in front of this one. I'm still going to put some highlights on that tree at the top. And now I'm going to come back. Believe it or not, these are details. And I know that you can't believe that because you probably want to
there's no random.
It is. It's random. Trust me. Trust me. Okay, a little highlight on this tree, just so we can see where he's hiding. I'll bring him over in front of that tree. Okay. Once I get these highlights in, now I want this tree, so I stop the highlights here on this one, and I'm going to bring this tree in front of this tree right here. So let me define that a little bit more, bring those down. Some highlights there. All right. Okay, now I'm going to start working on this one. Just over here on the edge. Bringing that in front of that other tree.
It's magical. how that happens, you know?
I know, it brings it forward. And the last thing, after we get these highlights in, don't forget, do both sides of your tree. Now, this tree, even though it was over in the front over here, this one here I want to be in the front of this one, okay? I want this one to be
Further away from
really
you?
in the front. This one is coming forward
Towards us?
towards us with the highlights, okay? Putting some highlights on the edges here. But it's going to go in front of the tree to the left of it, like that. And put some highlights over here, but I'm going to bring this one out in front. Adding a little more yellow. This one's coming over top of that tree. There we go.
So as you've gone through your transformation in your own craft room, have you run across anything that's been surprising? Like, oh, I forgot I bought that. Interesting, you know. Anything that sticks out?
Yeah. Like, I just,
Oh.
it's funny you should say that. So, I found another webcam. Now, why any one person should have two webcams, I don't know.
There you go.
Okay. I don't know why. Well, I actually do know why. Because I was filming a painting video, or it might even have been a card making video while I was in Florida, and realized I forgot to pack my webcam. And so I had to buy another one for Florida. And that's what that's all about. Okay. So I've brought some trees forward, added some highlights here and there. Right now, I'm just kind of going back over some of these, because once it's dry, the paint will show up better as you add your different layers. So, come back over here, do a little more.
We're at 10:52.
10:52, we are almost there. This one forward. And the last thing, we'll be adding some black to our mix.
Oh, the reason why you have two webcams, Unicorn is suggesting because one goes at floor level pointed at Hilbert's bed.
Oh, what a good idea.
Yes.
Filbert was not supposed to be up here with us, just saying.
You should have heard the ruckus.
Oh my gosh. So he's 15. He can not walk very well. Okay. But, you know, he's 100. We all understand. So he was downstairs and I had the barrier at the step. So, you know, not even thinking that he could get up if it wasn't there. But I had the barrier up and all of a sudden we hear a crash because he's down there screaming and crying. We hear a crash. We knew that was the barrier that fell. And then we just heard all kinds of ruckus as he was trying to make his way up the steps. And I've got like 15 steps up here. This is the second floor. And he made it. So here he is. And he's sleeping on the floor, being a good boy. I mean, it's not like he's being in the way or anything like that. Okay,
Please get to the black.
Here we are. We're at the black.
Put it over in front of the camera
Okay.
more. Okay.
Hauser dark green. A pile of my Hauser dark green. Okay. Black overpowers everything. So you got to be very careful with the black as you're mixing because you don't want it to just be pure black. We want this to still have some green shade in it. Not just black. Okay. Now, as I paint, I may determine, okay, I need more black, or okay, I need a little more green. But this is our new color with the black added. I think I need to Add a little more black, but it's better to do a little at a time. Okay, so I'm going to see how that is. The black is in the center, coming down the center of all these trees, okay? So I'm just kind of sticking to the center, and I'm doing that same kind of dabbing motion. And you're just going to fill these in. Trying to leave the lighter colors on the edges, okay? So how's Unicorn doing? Is she adding her?
She must be. She's
quiet.
She's quiet.
She's adding a little dark in there in the middle. Okay. All right. And we are so close to being done. I also wanted to share, if you want to, you could add some birds flying up there. And I have a little trick for that. And I didn't even mention it in my description, so I'll have to go back and put in my little bird trick. What?
Unicorn says, the black is so much harder than I thought. Now you said adding birds. My husband Mike would say, "Can you add a Bigfoot in there?" You know,
For him, he would like the Bigfoot. I'm
he
sure
would like the
he would
Bigfoot.
like the Bigfoot. Okay, so remember this is shadow. You know, you really can't see a lot of detail in the shadow because it's a shadow, right? So the main thing is that we can tell there are trees. Some of them are closer than others, and that you can see the edges of them because of that lighter yellower color that we added there, and that they have shadows because the light is coming from behind.
Unicorn says, she's talking about birds, and I'm over here frantically blobbing out these trees.
Oh man. You know what? I appreciate her doing this. Unicorn, you have been a great help in everything. You're the reason why I chose to put this on an easel. Hopefully we're not getting the glare that you mentioned the last time, because I hadn't even really been thinking about the glare
And the position of the paintbrush. Your big hand doesn't get in the way.
yeah. What do you mean big hand?
Nothing.
Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, so now while Unicorn is working on that, let me show you my little birdie scenario. Okay, now, just so you know, I usually always have a sheet of, this is like mixed media paper that you can paint on. And I have it so that I can practice and look at colors before I paint it, look at how a paintbrush is gonna handle, make scratches. This is so I know what's gonna happen before I put it on my canvas. So I was using my Sharpie, which is what you can use on this if you'd like to create some birds. So now watch. Most people, when they want to do a bird, they do something like this, okay? And that's fine. If that's the way you want to do your bird, go for it. To make it a little more realistic, put a little blob under it.
A body.
Okay, a little body under it, okay? You can do a body first. You can put a little dot, okay? And do different wing type of position. Okay, so that one looks like he's more going that direction, and this wing is farther away. So if you want to put a bird or a couple birds or something on your
It's probably Mike driving by in a semi.
yeah, on your picture, you can. And I would just make sure that wherever you decide to put your bird, that it's nice and dry. So I'm going to go ahead and put a bird. Okay. I think I'm going to change my Sharpie though. That one was a little dull on the end. This one's a little sharper. Okay, so I think I'm going to put one up in here. Okay, I'm going to do the body first. Maybe kind of go that way and put a wing like that, something like that, and maybe give him a buddy. Give him a little buddy over here. Got his body. And we got to have a third bird, don't you think?
Yeah. Unicorn is not brave enough to add birds.
Okay, it's
She
fine.
has enjoyed your video.
Yes. Oh, good, good. And I know that she is busy with her life, as everybody who's watching is busy with their life. So I'm hoping that you enjoyed the video. If you're rewatching, thank you for joining me live. If you did join me live, I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and hit your notification bell, and that way anytime I upload either a pre-recorded video or come live next time, that you'll be notified and you can jump right on and be ready. I always give you the supply list in the description too. So are we good?
We're good.
All right, they're very good. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you